Well, if you ever thought your life is boring, just contact the Halton Regional Police because they will refabricate and change your life around for you. Eh, this is our story, and this is how it happened, as opposing to the fabricated story of who they are and their interpretation of events to suit their needs. Anyway, here we go. So, we had just gone back in this beginning of April, and we had just spent 2 weeks in Cuba because our plan is to really get everything organized. Our plan is 6 months out. When I say 2 weeks out of every 6 months out of the country. In fact, because of what I did, we were gonna go to. It's called. Ugh. It used to be called Burma. The country has a new name now. But anyways, um, we live in a very rural area. Actually, a very rural township. When we left, it actually has grown because when we left, they had like 45 people, and by the time we came back, it had well, you probably have about 5 or 6 more. Um, would you believe my plan was even to come back and buy the house, the lot next to us, just so I just didn't really want any neighbors, except for our neighbor. He's an amazing neighbor. I like, I love it. That two people only, on the street and having a really great neighbor that helps you out is wonderful. Now, the scenario that they try to say is the mini is stinky and stanky. We had it on clean. In fact, we did have blankets laying on the back so that the dogs don't destroy the letter. Um, but it wasn't dirty. In fact, we take care of the mini. The mini has never actually seen winter. I think this will be the first winter because I cannot even think about doing anything to cover me. They have their lies and manipulation of the truth has totally given us anxiety and stress. So right now the mini is in the driveway in Ontario. Um, I own the Dodge Journey, which although is a 4x4, because of the amount of snow you get here, um, even being a 4x4 wasn't greatest because it was getting stuck. And like I said, we have a big neighbor, so he would be the one to pull us out from getting stuck in the snow. The snow is way higher than the car itself. And for the SUV itself and the SUV sat too low. So trucks are more practical in rural Saskatchewan. Okay, so this brings us to just before meeting. I myself, let's see, I sold my trailer. I sold it. Didn't need it because what happened is we bought, the first lot we bought, I'm not sure if I said this before, the seller ripped us off. We, we paid like 5 times the amount that it was worth. Said that it had utilities on it. Turns out that it was one lot, they split it in half, and anyways, didn't have utilities, so we would have had to put a trailer on, then get the utility set up, and then build on it. But then tell this person here, said he had another lot for sale, and it would be less of a hassle. Then let's do all with that, and it was just an easier way to buy a second lot. Plus, the reason why we and I have email proof on is that I did buy a lot from the Manitoba government and there's been a delay. I have all the emails. So yeah, I sound like a real, you know, real life, hey? Yeah, that's what they want to paint me as is unable to take care of myself. According to what they told the hospital, I'm unable to take care of myself. So that doctor is a sounding board. Even said I have borderline personality disorder, which I don't. And I did question it. And all I was told was the police said so. So, really, a hospital puts something, but this is what it is. It's a sounding board. People do not question facts when they think someone in authority that you think would be honest does something to them, they just believe it. So we're victims of that. And I will know, you know, that they did that. The doctor's trying to hide from me, and I will be taking that up, because my character isn't going to be, you know, assassinated. And because when someone puts things like that on you, it has a repercussion. So I'm a good person and I'm going to be destroyed by people with egos. I don't think. But anyways, sold my trailer and I'm such you know, a person on the street that I actually have proof. The person who bought the trailer, I gave them like over $1,000 in solar equipment, way over $1,000. I gave them 5 solar batteries and what do you call her? A 3,000 watt inverter, and solar batteries are really expensive. So I gave them way over $1,000. Here's $2,000 in equipment. And I still have the messages. So, if the police want to question the type of person I am, I give away things. I have so many things. I give away things to help people. But I'm being looked like some low life person. But I can prove with facts who I am. Well, they just make it up. Anyways, so the trailer didn't need it. The SUV is in good or Saskatchewan. So I sold that just before I left. We took out the mini out of um the garage and then we headed slowly taking our time to Ontario to pick up the truck that I bought online. Because even though he was no, he's a I basically paid for a service just to park it, you know, they were harassing me to also they needed a parking space. But like I said, my time driving really, either of us, my time driving horrible. So, after spending $8,000 on Mini to bring it to Canada, right? It's not just an import, it's an import on to Canada and have it registered in Canada. Do you think that anybody would keep it dirty or nasty? It's the most pristine normally. This is a road trip. It's not even dirty because all the luggage is in the boot at back. It's called the boot. Okay. Well, like I said, there's blankets so the dogs wouldn't get it dirty that we had covered in the back so it didn't get dirty. But no, the all-knowing police officer herself, because it's like she sees my color, doesn't like the way I look, so let's fabricate some information and spread it to the hospital, who they would also hostile. And like I said, those two nursing staff were extremely hostile to me, but I see that they like using their power on people. Because I've seen the Google reviews on that that it's a dirty because she knows I can write anything. Because, first of all, she's thinking she's not even smart enough to ask for her freedom of information. All these assumptions. By the way, not only is there that many, but my son is 16 years old, and I also bought him prior a me. So when he learns and gets his license, he has his me. So that's how they paint a person who can't take care of themselves. I could take care of myself very well. Now, there are other people, it's a very common thing that people now do road trips and stay in their car to save money. A lot of people do that. It's common. Google it, you'll see it. People with Teslas do it. It has no income bracket. But on Block, she doesn't like the way I look that day, so let's put in a scenario that fits her liking and not the truth. And a lot of the things she said, I am going to also get into that later, but I can prove it's wrong. Okay, now for Ozzy's treat from, Deluxe Hamburgers, quality and service. Ozzy's like, hurry up, give me that food. Aww.
It's a little bit hot.
How does it look like? Okay, I'm gonna say that's looks like a McDonald's burger. When I was a kid, it looked like that.
Yep.
It did.
Put these on. Give it a bit of...
And to be honest, the smell of pickles is like what those kids' burgers that like daughter would eat. So,
I'll keep tidying him over for a little bit.
yes, because he's like, I've had 4 hours on the go. He goes, about time. It's going to finish that in like 10 seconds. We know that.
Yep.
Don't worry, she gets even more creative. Talk about definition of character. We're getting found that sometimes I'm getting right and sorry again about the couples. Sometimes I'll talk, depending, because I do pause a lot while doing these videos. Let's see. Cause there's so many clothes she tossed out there that are fake. First of all, I don't drink and I don't do alcohol. I the onus is on her to prove this that I drink and do alcohol. An assumption because you don't like the way I look, and the shovel means I'm stinky, stanky, and she figures, well, while I'm at it, I'm gonna say her car is a mess. Our car, no. We have blankets, as I stated before, to protect it from the dogs, and that's what we have. And Ozzy and Rocky sometimes Bill is sometimes actually urinate. So that's why we do put blankets because we don't want it there for it to be a mess. Um, now, now the trouble, this ill body is getting too stressed out, anxiety. Since this has happened, both being stressed out and anxiety. But anyways, getting back, um, she claims I was constantly going and laying on the grass. Well, here's sort in reality, this is how it happened. So I did ask twice. When I saw her, I did walk out of the car, and then I was I was feeling to anxiety because of what was going on. Ring was intoxicated. I wanted to swoop, and he was tossing accusations at me that I'm one of those women, on Instagram that he was on that, use him for money. I do not do that. I have all my bills and all e-transfers to show I don't accept money like that from anybody, and I pay my fair wage at even your. Um, I actually really pay for all the air hikes last year and all the air hikes this year. He pays for things, I paid the things, and it's happening very equal. But intoxicated people get crazy. I like to sleep. I I have on road trips it's hard for me to find food that I can eat. It's not because I can't afford it. I asked twice, can I have I said I have a letter for emotional support call. She stated, I don't care if that's me twice. So I left, went into the car because I was like, okay, I need to get a phone. And she actually raised my anxiety even higher when she said no to me because it is my right to have my emotional support dog to help me calm down. But you know what? From the get go, because it was all about 15 minutes from the time they started transporting to the hospital, they just said we're gonna take have this one under the health and mental act, and we're gonna also ad lib to make it show that we had a good reason for putting her in instead of saying, okay, a couple of minutes, should calm down with her emotional support dog and we can talk to her. Then she talks nonsensical. Yeah, look what you did to me. And you know, I would have been needed to explain everything. And I did say pedal, but she turns it into child molester because it sounds better. And also telling the hospital that I was suicidal and homicidal because let's make it just look even better. Adding things I never said, saying to the hospital that I said, I remember reading it, choking me 2 to 3 times, getting my head bashed into the windshield. Never said that, and I could definitely prove that because soon as she said, denied me my emotional support thought that my anxiety was raising. I know from past experience, you need to a video bulb to keep the police credible. Everybody now knows that. A lot of people know that. You need to have video bulb. And also Even when you was even told by somebody there at the ports when there that yeah, they definitely do need body cameras. And yes, you guys, I'm going to tell you they need it to keep them honest. Anyways, everything she said, even when she said, um, I was getting ready to take off to drive. I was never getting ready to take off. I don't like driving at night. Secondly, which side? Was I ever on the side with a steering wheel? Absolutely not. I never went around to the side of the steering wheel at all because it's the opposite direction. It's a UK import where the driver's side is on the opposite side, and I never went around that side at all. In fact, anybody would go, "Oh my God, where is my keys?" and look for it. But yes, I was taping and I was recording when it was, it is the phone is down because I didn't want them to try and take my phone off of me when I was recording. And I'm glad. I was going through and fine. They denied my right to hold my emotional support dog, which I need. Okay. They denied it, plain and simple. They denied me holding my emotional support dog to calm down. And then Halton Police brags that they have 40 hours worse than daily unit. They just wanted to get it over with, and they didn't, let's be honest. They didn't like the way I look. They didn't like how I start. Okay. The Halton Police have not a very good reputation. And I can even prove that even after when it happened and talked to other people, they don't have a good reputation at all. And he's kind and in a policy here for a second before I continue. it! Oh yeah, you and your fucking ridiculous. You said you could rape little children. Just take it. Just take it. Lose my number. Lose my number. Lose my pictures. Lose everything, please. Just lose it all. Go back to your children. Go back to your fucking dope. Go where children are saying, give me the money, old man. Good. Thank God, because you tried to choke me. Why did you try to admit that you tried to choke me? Why don't you say how you tried to choke me? Because you said you're in the military in the UK. You tried to choke me, and I'm trying to look for the keys.
Okay, ma'am, can you either get out of the car?
I'm not going to get out the car. I just
Close the door, I don't want your dog out.
And he wants to drive around with my license plate. And he's not allowed to drive around with either one of my license plates.
Okay.
Do you want to just put your comb on top of the car for me?
I just want him to get out of my life.
Just put the comb and the keys on top of the car.
And he's the one who rapes little girls. Why don't you actually
Just
look
wait here. Just wait here. Just wait here.
Why don't you actually look at his phone?
What's your name?
It's Simone Thursday. Why don't you ask about how he rapes little girls and shows thick pictures of them? And
What's going on? Just
he tried to choke me. He wanted the keys, and I was going to get him the keys to find whatever. But he can't drive both cars. He's not licensed to drive. He's not even insured to let both of my cars. And I tried to tell him that. And he wants both of my cars to drive.
How do you know him?
Because we've been together for so long.
Okay.
But then he's been writing little girls and sending little girls thick pictures and 16-year-olds. He has 16-year-olds where he sends 16-year-olds nasty things. I just told him I want him to leave me alone.
Is this your dog?
That's the big one is his dog, the little one's my dog.
Okay. That's your dog.
No, you just don't want it when it's saying, then I'm going to take him to the Humane Society if that's what you're saying. You're not even supposed to be in Canada. You've outlived it. You made me pay for you twice to go to Cuba, and then you never even applied for permanent residence. You're just using me.
So where are you currently staying?
Right here, because we're right now in Saskatchewan. We came to pick this up.
So you're from Saskatchewan?
I live both places halfway.
What's your name, ma'am?
It's Simone Tunsey.
And your birth date?
July 5th, 1971. And
Okay.
I have his birth certificate. I have his thing in there. I have somewhere in there.
Do you want to just...
Here's my phone. Here's my phone. Somewhere in this bag is his thing. I told him just delete my number. And then he could go and write little girls his little messages. He thinks it's okay to write little girls sexual messages that are 16 years old about his dick. I just don't want to be with a guy who writes 6-year-old messages to little girls about his dick. Yes, I did. I did see those messages. And he thinks, well, in England you could rape a 60-year-old girl. I go into Canada, you can't. And I can't find the wallet.
Ben.
Ben?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
Sam.
It smells of marijuana.
Everything smells the same.
It's just skunk.
No, that's
Hold on, I can
marijuana.
get Ben if you want to start on this RTO.
Sorry, I'm from UK. I'm not used to smelling marijuana everywhere.
Sure, that'd be great. Thank you. Hi, how can I help you?
We're here to pick up our 2 dogs.
Okay. Do you have your ID with you?
Yes, I have
Okay,
my
excellent. So if you have a shadow phone, I'm gonna go around and find this. Oh, she's right there. So yeah.
Oh,
Chicken.
no, she couldn't make it. She actually. Oh, she's fine. She's had an appointment.
Oh.
But she is.
Okay, which one would you like?
I need photo
Passport?
ID and just something that has your address. So passport's fine, it's a piece.
If you just take all of that out there. That's there.
I can help you with?
I have an intake page and some bedding stuff. Do you guys interested in that at all?
Is the bedding unopened or is it open? Do you know?
I need a new
I
wallet.
can come out and look at it.
Yeah, we'll go and get you a new wallet
Yeah,
after
'cause
this.
Everything is
Saying
hard
this
to
all
find.
week.
Everything's hard to
Brand
find
new
in
one.
here.
Has to be from the dollar store. Then.
But everything's hard to find in here. That's not it. That's ownerships. That's also ownerships.
It's funny, I can't hear him barking. Is there lots of kennels or something?
Yeah, they're all just down there.
They're all just down
Yeah,
there.
we don't open view until 12 though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can normally hear him from miles away. One of them anyway.
Okay, did someone not give me back?
Just back and forth a minute.
What's up?
Did someone not give me back my driver's license? Let me. I have a feeling somebody.
Do you have anything else other than this? I came in with one of the dogs. Do you have a leash or anything, or are you just gonna carry Rocky?
I'll carry a rock because there was one long leash for him.
It's actually a support dog, which is not supposed to be taken away. A medical support dog with medical
Front desk to
letter,
animal
Yeah,
and
care.
it's
they
taken
wouldn't
away
listen to me.
illegally.
Well, unfortunately, when you're incarcerated, the police call
I
us.
wasn't
That's what we
incarcerated.
She wasn't
I
incarcerated?
I don't want to argue with
No,
you.
no, I'm
I'm just saying she wasn't
I wasn't
incarcerated.
incarcerated.
I have 2 dogs.
That's funny. I was incarcerated. I could prove I was not incarcerated. Never was incarcerated. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
That's why everybody says with the videos.
That's why I got it all on video. I've got all of this on
we
video.
have all
Not
on
you,
videos.
don't
Not
worry.
you.
But
Everybody says when they see
you
the
understand, they can't
videos,
find our dogs.
they say
and
take
now
them
we have
to
to pay
court.
for 4 days.
I was never
There's
incarcerated
30 dogs
ever.
and a few fosters, and they couldn't find our dogs. What a load of rubbish.
But to say that I was incarcerated too, that's now bullshit. That's
I
not.
know,
That's
I know,
defamation
I know.
of character.
This is all going on Twitter.
Yeah, and I'm getting a lawyer. Defamation, incarcerated. Never was I incarcerated. I was in the hospital because they were checking my anxiety.
Because they
That's not-
took a support dog away.
That's not incarceration. That's going to be another thing on the review, saying I'm incarcerated.
That's what the police had told us. That's where
No.
they were assisted to go.
She has a support dog for anxiety.
I understand that, but with the police contacted us, and
Yeah.
that's what the
Well,
information
we-
they had given
I
us.
also
Why
have
couldn't you
videos
find a
of the
dog when you've
police
only got
on it.
30
I
dogs?
can't hear what's going on if you're both talking.
Yeah. The police lied, and I'm also, you know what? That's also going to go on the lawsuit that I'm doing the police. They incarcerated me. Never was incarcerated. I saw a doctor because of anxiety.
So they'll be up in just a moment. If you want to just have a seat outside, they'll bring them up for you.
Yeah.
Well, they've taken the seats away because we got told to move off the property.
But this is great. No, this is more when
This is
my
all
lawyer-
going
my
on.
lawyer
This is all going
said,
online.
Read this. Incarcerated when I was having anxiety attacks.
This is a public
Sorry,
building.
This is just the information. We are called in by
This
the
is a
police at
public
different
building,
times.
isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to be here.
Yeah. Well, why did a woman come in and tell us to move off the property?
When was this?
It was
At 9
earlier
o'clock.
Earlier on, we were.
Maybe
And-
it was
and-
open
and
at
then-
10 a.m.?
Yeah, but we're still allowed to be on the public
Yeah, and
property.
she told us to go over there. She didn't want us on.
And she took the table and chairs away.
I love
So-
Saskatchewan. People in Saskatchewan,
I can't wait to go home.
Awesome.
Chilling.
But wait till this.
You'll all be on Twitter, by the way.
Wait till this goes on. I'm incarcerated. Wait till this also. Fucking bullshit lie. This is also going to go on as a bullshit lie.
What a place this is.
Oh, wait. As soon as I charge my phone, this is also going to go on.
And that's where they give people's dogs away who can't get them back.
wait.
And that's probably not a bad thing,
Don't worry.
I hope.
Yeah, but don't worry. You realize how much proof we have against these corrupt cops?
Yeah.
I was incarcerated, so they took my dog away.
Your dog goes everywhere
And-
with you.
Okay, no, but
And you've got the
but
letter.
the hospital has it that I was in the hospital. The doctor who saw me for my anxiety never was incarcerated.
Yeah.
It was my dog. I have the letter, and that's what you did to my dog.
Oh, there's Rocky.
There's Rocky.
Where you guys go?
Great, thank
No
you.
problem. Here you go, and I'll bring the collie around the side, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to go up here?
If you want to wait right here,
I'll wait right
I'll
here.
wait right here.
Oh wait, when my phone is charged,
Yeah.
I'm writing something else to those lying bastards.
Can you keep videoing while I?
Yeah. Oh wait, so do you trust me?
Okay, anyways, for now, I am so poor and destitute, according to them, that also because I was, to be honest, disappointed in the truck that I purchased online. We did have to stay because of it happened. We had to stay in Ontario because we don't run from anything. We face everything. We stayed in Ontario because some people were saying they could go back because of the court case, which I'm not going to go over that because I'm pretty sure I think with the daughter videos explaining, that went on because of that, some people are saying, oh, you could go home, don't worry that. Some people are saying, oh no, you have to stay. Now, talking about how what you say affects people, what they say affects people. Even like right now, we're paying a lawyer for Wayne, and obviously I help out with things and whatnot. Now, the first lawyer that they gave us, all she did was just read what the police that wrote on the disclosure, which is probably what they're expecting lawyers to do is, not dive deep into it and whatever. And then, she just totally believed that. Anyways, we did also the owner. We contacted him and explained to him. And he said instead he's gonna personally take it himself and do the case. Anyways, that's for the criminal one. On which, like I said, if it wasn't for, first of all, the due diligence of them in, making sure that Wayne, was okay before they let him out, even if they let him out and finding us, we would have never been in that situation. Because Wayne didn't drink, and, I was the one who asked them at the town, we said Oakville Town Hall to drive for me because all the, the treatment that I got and the two nursing staff there, which is brutal. And like I said, I'm not the one who's experienced it. There's other people on the reviews that have experienced the same thing from the nursing staff, right? We wouldn't even be in this situation. But you know what they say, when people lie, it keeps going. So they didn't have the patience to let me, or even, they they couldn't care less about my emotion support dog. And when she's saying, talking on sensical, well, let me have my emotions, support the dog, which I did stress to you. And I wish I had, you know what? I honestly swear that when I first went out, I had taken my own with me. But another thing to let you see, is she said I was obsessed with his phone. Only phone I had in my hands was my own. I don't need somebody's phone to see Instagram posts. So your embellishment and coming up with their own fabrication is crazy. By the way, she said I have no ties to Oprah. My first cousin, um, lives on Bacara Road, and me and her husband are owners of a construction company. I just don't get. I'm the person I just don't impose on people, even if for my curtains. Unlike um, but getting back to what I was saying is because I'm so disappointed with that trap I bought online, which is my fault. But buying something online and just leading someone. Once again, embellishment. Actually, embellish what the trap was really lighter and paid information as well. And at that time, I already, paid them for it, which I wouldn't get the money back. But even what it did turn out, we have it already done up. So it actually really great trap. But at the time in Ontario, I also ended up buying another trap. I decided to, you know, just spoil myself, and I bought myself a raised trap. It's 6 inches lifted. I bought that. Um, Even when I went to the ministry to get transferred to tap this, the guy wrote a lower amount, and she asked me, "Is this 100 paper?" And I said, "No." I even told her, "I'll show you the text messages. I'll show you that I paid this 5,000 something for it. It's a 2004, but it's a really nice trap. Um, And she just said to me, "Don't worry about it. I have to go," she said, "with the receipt." So I offered to pay more and tap it. Your transportation told me no. Even if you look back, with my Honda CBR, my sports bike, look back at the incident with that. If one wants to bring that up, and I can discuss that, you know, that when I went to the reporting center, I had the police officer taking reports that nobody is ever this honest, like as honest as I am. Um, when I get pulled over by, speeding, if I do speed, I'm always honest and everything. Too bad, it's really sad that the police can't be honest themselves. That's why people now, I guess, do videos. And I've learned now At any time, if you have to deal with the police, just keep the camera roll. Don't stop the camera rolling until they leave or you leave.
Information can come from many different sources and perspectives. But when you're only hearing the same perspectives and opinions over and over again, you may be in something called an echo chamber. An echo chamber is an environment where a person only encounters information or opinions that reflect and reinforce their own. Echo chambers can create misinformation and distort a person's perspective so they have difficulty considering opposing viewpoints and discussing complicated topics. They're fueled in part by confirmation bias, which is the tendency to favor info that reinforces existing beliefs. Echo chambers can happen anywhere information is exchanged, whether it's online or in real life. But on the internet, almost anyone can quickly find like-minded people and perspectives via social media and countless news sources. This has made echo chambers far more numerous and easy to fall into. They're also tricky to recognize, especially if you're in one. If you're ever wondering if a social group or website may be an echo chamber, stop and think. Do they tend to only give one perspective on an issue? Is that viewpoint primarily supported by rumor or incomplete evidence? Are facts ignored whenever they go against that viewpoint? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you may have found an echo chamber. There's no perfect way to avoid echo chambers, but there are a few tips that can help you stay on the right track. Make a habit of checking multiple news sources to ensure you're getting complete, objective info. Interact with people of different perspectives, and take care to discuss new ideas with facts, patience, and respect. Finally, remember that just because you want something to be true doesn't make it fact. No matter where you go or who you meet, always take the time to stay informed and avoid echo chambers.
Ozzy, stop peeing in the car. Ozzy! Ozzy, stop it. Ozzy, stop. Oh my God, Ozzy. Okay, what time is it? It's 7:49 in the morning. And, well, I can't sleep. It's the 20th, Friday the 20th. I can't sleep because in my mind, I'm going through the lies. I mean, the Halton police force, they don't wear body cameras, so they know they don't have to take accountability. I replaying their lies. Yes, I have anxiety and I have depression. Now, they've told a lot of lies, and I have the video, and I'm glad after she told me twice that she doesn't care that I have a letter for an emotional support dog because I needed to hold him to calm down. And then she goes, I'm not coherent, of course. I wanted to hold my dog so I could calm down and be able to talk to you, and you denied it. You also lied. She lied. First of all, supposedly, I said that he was choking me for 2 to 3 minutes. Secondly, it says something about he banged my head on the windshield. Thirdly, to say that I was laying on the ground to talk to them most of the time. And then because I lost my keys, anybody would say, "Oh my God, where's my keys?" I started looking for it. She said that I was she felt I was gonna go and drive away in it for a park because I'm dead tired and I didn't have any sleep and I need sleep. I'm one of those people, I need sleep. Secondly, as she says, the car is an import. But she goes and tells the hospital I've been homeless for a month and unable to take care of myself. To be able to charge me under the Health and Mental Act, they had to come up with something. So to say I was suicidal and homicidal, first of all, let's go back. It's an import. What side of the car is the steering wheel on? I was never on that side of the car. I was always just on the side where the passengers sit, where North American cars, then that would be the steering wheel. Okay? To say I was laying on the ground all the time, no, I passed out from anxiety, and I do. When I reach high anxiety, I pass out. I wasn't suicidal, I wasn't homicidal, and I would like her to say the truth and to say that we were, like I said, I said it um in the previous part of the video. She claimed that we needed a Wi-Fi hotspot. Uh, I have unlimited data. Wayne has, what, 65, 70 gigabytes on his phone plan. I have unlimited. We don't need hotspots. I can also share, like everybody else, my hotspot with anybody. And to say I can't take care of myself, I can show bills and bills. Property taxes, utility bills, we can show it all. But you go and oh, also to say that you 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 gave me information of where my dogs were, that's a lie. That's a bloody blatant lie. So many people have lied, and it is a sounding board because they just repeated what the they repeated everything, and now they can't answer me. Only one lady, and I think it's the hospital customer relations said, because I said, how can they say, first of all, they never asked me to do a drug test. The doctor only said, do you take drugs or alcohol, which I don't. I want one person to believe, and they told the hospital I have a history of drugs and alcohol. You dirty liars, and I will tell you straight to your face, you're dirty liars. I don't have a history of that, and then to tell them that I have borderline personality. Never have I had borderline personality. My friend, from grade school, Christine Hutchinson Wood. She's a retired now RCMP officer. She has extreme high anxiety. Does that make her a criminal? No. But You needed a reason to do this to me. So you had to say I'm suicidal and homicidal. And to say that I said he was choking me for 2 to 3 minutes, you know what? It's abuse of your powers to lie and manipulate. And like I said before, to say they had no business in being in Oakville. So Oakville is apart from Canada. I never knew this. Thanks for telling me. Actually, I picked up the truck from Oakville because before we came to Ontario, as I explained before, I had to just in order to get a place for it to park, I had to pay for it to have you know, a service, a pre-inspection, not because I needed it, I already bought it, but I needed a place for it to be parked safe because the person had no license plates on it, parked it in a public parking lot. I can't remember where they said they parked it. And if it went, it would be my problem because they were fine. They hid information that, they had it seem like it was parked at their house. And then it was just, no, we have it parked like wherever. So they had to bring the car to Oakville where the company who helped us import the Mini set it up. To say that the Mini was also dirty and filthy, actually, it was not. We keep that Mini as good as ever because we love that Mini. Okay, there were blankets at the back so the dogs don't mess it up. There's always you know, the blankets at the back so they don't mess it up. But you decided, let me say that they're filthy, they're dirty, they're stinky and everything. Disheveled? Yeah. But what was going on? Of course I was disheveled, but you had to make it because you're using your racist, bias, stereotype views. And then we could go on, I'll cover, what's his name? Sergeant Ferrono. There is, like I said, if you saw part one, you'll see the lies and deception. And there is more lies and deception here. She never gave me, like I said, any information on where the dogs is. The hospital I lied to, those two nursing staff were screaming at me and abusing me. And, I wasn't surprised when I saw Google reviews that I'm not the only person they scream at and shout at and abuse. That whole Halton police thing that, they give whatever course to their constable, it's all a facade. And then think about how long, what, did it take 15, 17 minutes, the whole incident, to decide all of this? And even the time said, what time you decided was right away, immediately, you wanted to claim. Okay, it's even on the report. Immediately when you saw me, you just decided we're gonna have her for under that thing. You're corrupt, and I'm going to get more into this in a bit. But I can't sleep. Reason I do have anxiety, and I keep thinking about all the corruption, the lies. And you really think I need back the money? It's like, to say that you're you're wasting, the time and money. So take the money for the towing and the dogs and get lost, but we're not taking any responsibility. Uh, do you know how much I spend? That's nothing at all. I want accountability. I want, the Halton Regional Police to know they can't do this because I've actually done some research and I've seen a lot of complaints from other people. They need to stop this because they don't wear body cams. They are, they totally are, don't have accountability. And it's funny, I did speak to an older RCMP officer, believe it was that Peel. When I explained to him the story, he did tell me that they're not going to like that I'm reporting them for evidence fraud. And they did do evidence fraud. And anybody can see, you know, like I said, part one, how they set up the fraud. Um, and then they made sure that they used the information, they didn't put in the whole disclosure for Wayne about the morning scenario, but yet they refused to give, and we have the letter, they refused to give Wayne the freedom of information on the first incident because, it has to do with the second incident. But yeah, on the disclosure, they didn't put the information that they had released him. They didn't take any, sobriety tests the first time. So they're the ones who released him without telling us that he would still be intoxicated. And, I was trying constantly to call them to ask them how this can happen. They told me, well, we released them at 6 a.m. No, you didn't, because it took me way longer than that to walk there. You know, I sent Sergeant Griffin a message, but I understand. He didn't reply to me because he's also trying to hide information for, Sergeant Verono. It's a web of lies and deceit.